Welcome back to the channel, everyone. As y'all know, we got the F10 back behind us. I have a ton of mods that I've got to get done. I'm gonna try to get a lot of this done this weekend, so we'll see how much I can get on camera for you guys, or I might end up having to break it up for just different days. But the biggest one today is we're going to jump into the brand new Bimmerhaus Performance intake. So that is a custom ram air intake. It is going to be awesome. I've already got my my custom tune lined up with David Shop, and so we're going to jump into that as well too. But I'm going to turn the camera around real quick, show you guys just a few of the mods that we have coming this way. For one, you guys can see here that we've got the old wheels off. We got the old wheels on the car now. The other wheels are off. We've got paint ready because we're going to start working on refinishing those wheels. And then, like I said, I'll turn the camera around real quick. Okay, so down here on the ground, you see it right about there. I've got a new side skirt extensions that just came in, so that's going to be really cool. I've got paint set aside, so we're going to pull out the wheels, work on that a little bit this weekend. Got a kit that came in from Vargas that's for the crank seal guard, as well as the vented cap, Turbo Smart blow-off valve, aluminum shift paddles for the new LCI steering wheel, and then of course we still have the new intake. So lots of mods I'm gonna try to work on, as well as I'm actually going to do a little bit of touch-up painting on the front bumper. So we're actually gonna pull the old bumper out, put it on the car, because I don't know how long it's gonna take for me to get all those touch-ups done. So right now we're gonna jump into the intake. What I will do is I'm gonna get the car up in the air, as well as I'm gonna go ahead and start disassembling the whole front end of the car, as far as the removing everything, the radiator, not the radiator, but the radiator fan and some of that pieces. And then I will jump back into the video once we have all that stuff out of the way and we're ready to start digging into this intake removal. Okay, fellas, I've been busy. So, got the front bumper off, and just FYI, for this intake install, it is not necessary to remove the front bumper. I am literally doing this because I need to clean up and touch up this front bumper. So that's the only reason why I'm doing this. But in doing so, it will give me a little bit better access. I've already removed our front section piece here, removed the radiator fan as well too. So now what we're going to do is the old intake has to come out. So I'm going to start removing that now. Of course, like I said, the entire piping. I've got a custom intake. Most of the time you would have your, of course, if you are just stock, you're gonna have your stock box here with your, maybe you got a K&N drop-in filter, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna take this section out. We're gonna take out our T-map sensor back here as well too. And all of these connections here, we're going to have to remove and pull all of these out. Okay, and then as a side note, guys, this is not going to be a detailed DIY video on how to install this intake. I'm doing other items during this install. I'm actually having to install the Turbo Smart blow-off valve at the same time. If you guys want a really good description of how to install this intake, make sure you go to the video in the description. It's going to be for the Bimmerhaus Performance intake. He does a great job of explaining the benefits of the intake, as well as how to install it. So, but we're going to jump in, like I said, and I'm going to get you guys some clips, and then we're going to get to the good stuff at the end of the video as well. Okay. So we have most of our intake, all this piping is removed. We're going to have to get down here and remove this section to get to our inlet, because we're replacing the inlet as well. And then I'm actually going to have to get below. I have the RVG boost pipe. I'm going to have to go in there and disconnect that, remove that. I'm trying to make as much room as possible. Okay, guys. And for those wondering, this is what the new Bimmerhaus Performance intake kit comes with. So basically, of course, you've got your new filter that's going to go in front or behind your grills. This is, of course, is a larger inlet that's going to go to your turbo. We're going to replace all of the piping to the turbo. You're going to have connections that are going to go back over to the valve cover, and then we're going to have our I believe it's a map sensor is going to go right in here. So we've got a nice connection for that, and then of course our curve to go into the front of the grill. This of course is going to be a map sensor extension, so we'll be able to move it from its stock location that is actually back there by the fuel rail, as well as we have a nice little heat shield that we're going to set up in front of the grills as well too, or right behind the grills in the cone. So this is actually, if you look at this, and the kit is really nice. Comes with nice clamps. Some may decide to use these clamps. I think I may run them, but technically they're really not necessary because this is such a tight fit that you know if you don't want to run the clamps, you don't have to. But I am really digging this setup. This actually is going to flow a lot more air to your turbo. In the previous testing that I know that Bimmerhaus Performance has had working with their custom tune, the custom tune was actually required because it was actually flowing so much more air than any of the custom intakes or anything else because of of course the larger inlet, as well as you're removing a lot of piping as well too, and you get the ram air effect right into through the front grills. So this, I think they're working on a custom tune that you'll be able to purchase when you actually purchase this kit as well too. I'll link down to the video as well as they're kind of explaining how much more airflow is coming in and how those calculations were working and what was required, because it's actually reducing your wastegate cycle or wastegate percentage on your turbo. It's actually, like I said, it's really freeing up a lot of air. And then one other thing too is once we get all this installed, I start working through my my custom tune. I've got a tune day planned where we're going to get some dyno time, and we'll be able to get this car on the dyno and get you guys a result of what power level we're looking at with the custom tune and all the mods and everything that we have done here on my 535i. Okay guys, and so what we're going to get into right now, of course we're under the car. I'm also, like I said previously, I've got the Turbo Smart blow-off valve I'm installing at the same time. It's going to be a lot easier for me on this install to loosen up this water pump, to remove it so that I have access to the old diverter valve so I can install the Turbo Smart. And then it also will free up space for me doing the install above on the intake. But just for your guys' reference, if you're doing just this intake, it is not a requirement for you to remove the water pump. Like I said, this is just part of my install process for doing both items. So what I have now is I've got, looks like an E12 on a socket. I'm gonna try to see if I can get in here and break this loose. I haven't had to remove this water pump before, so this could be on pretty tight. Okay, so the third water pump bolt is actually on top. We're located right here. So what I'm going to do is see how I can get that out. That's going to be difficult to do on camera, but I'm going to try to get this bolt loosened up so that I can get this water pump moving. So we'll get to that now. So I'm not sure if you guys can tell there, but we've got the water pump disconnected, or not necessarily disconnected, but we've unbolted the two bolts from below as well as this one up top. Now it's kind of just hanging there. We've kind of pulled it up out of the way. So that's going to give us access to our Oem Diverter Valve down there. I'm going to try to see if I can get you guys a view from the bottom. I don't know how well this is going to show up though. Right back there, you can see the Oem Diverter Valve. So that's it there. There's the two bolts up top, as well as there's your clip here that has to be removed. There is a third bolt, but it's just difficult to see at the moment. But I will try to, like I said, can't really show you getting that off just because of the access that's necessary. But I will try to get back with you guys here in just a moment once I do have it off, and we can take a look at it. Over there, I just took off the bolt off of the inlet as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and now try to see if I can't remove it out of the way, just to give me a little bit more room as I'm working with that Turbo Smart unit as well too. So next screen you'll probably see, or next time you see this, you'll probably see that inlet removed, because I should just be being held in by an O-ring at this time. I've almost forgot, not only is there that bolt there on the inlet, but I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but right there, there's an additional bolt that's actually holding this pipe to the cylinder head. So right there, I've got to remove that bolt as well too. And then after that, we should be able to remove that inlet. That'll give us a little bit more access to the Turbo Smart valve, or to the stock diverter valve, so we can put in the Turbo Smart valve, and then we'll be able to easily put in the new intake as well too. And after, I mean, what felt like at least an hour just trying to get the top bolt off of the that old diverter valve, I finally end up with a contraption where I had, let me see here, I had a large extension into a small adapter extension to extension here. This is a 1/4 socket to hold just a small 5mm Allen And that's what I was able to use, because the problem was actually the thickness of some of the other, can't find them now, the Allen sockets that are like this. This one's actually a Torx, but that's what we use for the other ones. But this one you could not get around the top of the diverter valve, as well as, you know, missing some of the oil piping or oil lines. So it took some time, but here we go. So this is the stock diverter valve. You guys can see here. There's no vent or anything like that on this one. This is my new Turbo Smart unit. New to me, this one I actually was able to pick up used for cheap. The guy actually ended up going to a big turbo setup, so I got this one for cheap. Like I said, it's already got the gasket installed, or the O-ring installed, so I'm just gonna go ahead and swap this in, and then we can get back to the intake install. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit easier to get everything in there now because we got some of that out of the way. Okay, so that work took entirely too long, but we finally have, and it's probably not gonna show up well here, but we finally have our Turbo Smart blow-off valve installed. That top bolt is on tight. So now I've actually taken off this section piece here, because this actually just needs to be removed. Just give you easier access to the front grille. But what I'm going to do now that the Turbo Smart is now installed, I'm going to go ahead and put the water pump back, and then we'll start working on putting the new larger inlet in. And of course, as you guys can see over here, this is your stock inlet, and you can kind of, I'm not sure if you can tell how well that shows up on camera, but this is one of your main restrictors, is going to be the size of that inlet right there. And you can see here from the new one that is quite a bit larger. You're going to allow a lot more air into your turbo due to the size of that inlet as well. But now I'm going to get started on those things, and I'll be back with you guys here shortly. Water pump has now been mounted. We've got the inlet installed and bolted on now, and the first silicone coupling installed. So now we're going to keep working on this and get the elbow out, and I will update you guys here shortly. So now we're on to the next portion where we're going to install. So what I've done is disassembled a couple of these components. What goes in next is the shorter of the two metal sleeves that you have. So I'm going to take this section here, install it there, and once I'm done with that, this elbow here is then going to go on the end of that, and that's going to allow you to have your direction coming up toward the front, I guess what you would consider toward the hood, I guess, I don't know. But I will get you guys here another view here in just a moment. Okay, just want to give you guys a quick update as I'm working through this install. I was working on getting the other silicone piece in here connected down here, but what I've noticed here is that my thermostat housing apparently has been repaired before, and I'm actually going to have to make a little bit of a change here. This coupling looks to be slightly larger, and that the thermostat is not completely pushed in on this coupling. So what I'm going to do now at the moment is unloosen this coupling and try to see if I can't push this in further. That's going to give me the room that I need here to make space for the inlet. Okay, and just like that, after making the additional room here from the thermostat, I'm able to get this section installed. So now we're going to, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the inlet to the intercooler, and then I'll get ready to go ahead and finish up the rest of this install. Okay, so now that everything else has been set in place, now we're going to put our 45 in. That actually we're going to install from the front through this hole. We're going to push it through at the moment, and then we're going to heat up the surround to get this more flexible so that we can actually adjust it and give it the regular circle shape that we need. Okay, it may be hard to tell, but I use my little Wagner heat gun here to warm up the plastic and open this up more so that I'll be able to easily fit this 45 in that section. So now we can actually just kind of push it in. It's just going to slide right around that corner, and we're going to have that, we're going to pull from the other side to get that into position. So I can do this one hand, pull from the other side, and we want that to sit in there just about like that so that we can actually put the other section in. So we should be good now. Now we're going to go ahead and fit the heat shield. Okay, and as you guys can see, I'm working this heat shield into place and twisting these knobs here to actually get this to sit real tight. Right now we're actually sitting really, really well. So I'm just going to play with this some more, get this completely adjusted. and then I'll get the rest of the intake installed. Okay, so our cone is set in place. That looks real good. I've just kind of got it loosely fit in there right now. Right now we're going to go ahead and swap over the map sensor real quick, and then we'll get the next section set into place down here, and we'll keep moving. Okay, and the way that this map sensor sits in here, it actually does not sit through the actual normal holes for the map sensor. Instead, you see there's a little recess here for the clip, and these bolts are actually just going to tighten it down in place so that it won't move. So I'm going to tighten those down and we'll get this set in place. So as you guys can see, we've got our, they call the jet tube, back installed over here to the other line. Basically all I did was I pulled this unit off. You just want to heat it up. You can use an X-Acto knife to cut it off, and then you're just going to use that existing barb connection to connect that jet tube in there. Now I've already got this is actually what typically would go to your valve cover, but I'm running it through my catch can. I'm actually going to shorten this line and whatnot, but for right now I'm just trying to get the car back on the ground and get it ready. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually go ahead and install the map sensor extension. So we're actually going to connect to our old connection here. I'm going to probably run that back here behind some of these lines, and then to where the map location here is there, and then we'll get ready to put radiator and all the other components back in. Okay, and so we now have our front bumper back on, and you guys can see our intake is nestled right in here. Looks super clean. Hopefully videos came out or the sound clips came out okay. I don't think they did, but this is what we have so far. Okay guys, so I tried to get you guys some revs in the car. I don't really think it's being picked up really well on the camera. But so I went ahead and I'm gonna throw some clips in here real quick so you guys can get some revs. Just an empty parking garage. So you guys can possibly get a little sample of what it actually sounds like for the intake on the front of this car. It sounds absolutely insane. I love it combined with the Turbo Smart blow-off valve. Like I said, it just sounds awesome. So I'm gonna get you guys some revs with the intake again, as well as with the valves open on my electric cutouts. We'll do a couple of with them open as well as with them closed. So I'm gonna set the camera down real quick. We'll do that. Okay guys, so hopefully guys, this video came out great. Definitely check out the video and the link in the description to the Bimmerhaus garage, the new intake. It is absolutely awesome. He does a great job of explaining the differences between the intakes that are out there and how this one actually is beneficial. So definitely check that out, show him some love, subscribe to his channel. If this is your first time to this channel, make sure you like and subscribe. I've got more mods coming on this car. As you guys can see, we just did a quick refresh on the wheels. I've got side skirt extensions. We've got some other cool goodies that are coming that I'll probably be doing here in the next couple of days. But you guys be safe, and we will catch you in the next video.